Well, more than 100,000 people took to the streets on Sunday to march against anti-Semitism in Paris after days of bickering by political parties over who should take part and the surge in anti-Semitic incidents across France. Thousands of marchers joined lawmakers to condemn a surge in such acts in France. The protest was called by the leaders of France's two houses of parliament. It was triggered by a threefold increase in anti-Semitic incidents this year, in comparison to 2022, according to French authorities.
Je trouve que c'est une bonne chose, tant mieux qu'ils soient là. On n'est pas là pour faire de la politique, on est là pour une manifestation pour la bonne cause et pour l'antisémitisme, on n'est pas là pour faire de la politique.
Aujourd'hui, on voit de plus en plus d'actes antisémites et c'est important pour nous de témoigner de ça et de montrer qu'on est là, que c'est vraiment une cause et une valeur que la République doit soutenir de manière forte et que c'est inadmissible aujourd'hui de voir tout ce qui se passe en France, que le conflit soit importé de manière inacceptable et que les Juifs de France notamment soient hyper impactés par ce qui se passe au Proche-Orient.
In Romania, people gathered for a rally in solidarity with Israel and the hostages taken by Hamas held in the city center. Many people brandished placards that showed pictures of the hostages being held captive by Hamas militants, while others waved Israeli flags that read, "We stand with Israel and bring them home now."
It's really important for me to come and support everybody. My family is back home. My little sister is in the army. Many of my friends are defending the country right now. They are also in the army, in the south border or in the north border. And we just want this thing to end. We want peace and we want all the kidnapped people to come back to their loved ones back home, because we don't want war and we don't want things like this. We want to live in peace.
And in Sydney, a similar demonstration was held to show support for Israel and called for the release of hostages being held by Hamas.
They can have ceasefire today if they release the hostages. That's all they have to do. And there is no reason to give them ceasefire until the hostages are still captives.
Meanwhile, in Pakistan, hundreds of Pakistanis expressed solidarity with Palestinians suffering in the heavy fighting in Gaza. They marched through the streets of Islamabad to protest against the war in West Asia. Men and women marched in separate groups, chanting slogans against Israel and Western powers. The Shia political group, the Majlis Wahadat-e-Muslimin, led the protests. In a similar march in Germany's financial capital, Frankfurt, hundreds of pro-Palestinians protested peacefully on Sunday. They demanded freedom for Palestinians. The protesters accused the Chancellor and the government of siding with Israel and remaining silent about the victims in Gaza.
So we are here today to support the Palestinians. We are, of course, against the killing of civilians and children and the bombing of the hospitals. We see no excuse for doing this, and that's why we are here to show our solidarity for the Palestinians.
Ich hoffe, die Israelis kommen zur Vernunft und sehen, dass sie nicht ihr eigenes Leben Interesse ist, sondern andere, die haben auch Interesse. Und ich denke, die Juden sollen ein bisschen gelernt haben von ihrem Holocaust auch. Was sie erlebt haben, das wiederholt sich jetzt mit dem anderen Volk.
Several hundred pro-Palestinian protests converged on the port of Botany in Sydney, claiming to have forced an Israeli cargo ship to reschedule its arrival. Protesters waved flags and chanted from the shores, while others yelled from on the waters where the ship was due to arrive at midday.